Hey Alex, how you doing? Good solution. Good solution. I think this is really a very smart solution to the problem indicated in your initial research for the packaging for batteries in general. So I think one of the most impressive thing about this new package is the fact that it's fully sustainable, and this is great shelf space. Huge consideration right there. Not only shelf space in terms of shipping the product itself and the way how many of these can fit into a carton, how many can fit into a case, how many cases can fit onto a truck, and that all points to sustainability and the carbon footprint of the product itself. So this is really smart, so much better than this, not only in that respect, but also shelf space at home. Okay, what am I going to do with this? Once I open it, I take a battery out. If I need a battery, I take two batteries out. What is this package going to do? It can't stack. It can't do anything but kind of take up room, unnecessary room in my cabinet or my pantry, right? So this, at least, it can stack up. You can tuck it into a corner. It's just a better design altogether. The one thing I do want to mention is that in terms of your presentation, when in presentation, try to make all your pages the same size, because there's a lot of changes going on here in terms of your presentation itself. Also, think about the image itself. That's a good image, but it's really small in the presentation. I would really be interested in seeing more close-ups on how this actual closure works, because I think that's a good portion of the redesign is that closure. You've illustrated it here, but I'd love to see the mock-up. Another thing I'd like to see is the flat die line of this package itself, including that closure, that resealable closure up top. So basically all that, you know what the die line is, right? So I would definitely like to see that so we can see how this looks as a flat package and then compare that to how it looks as a three-dimensional package. Flat file into three-dimensional package. One thing finally I'd like to mention is that I would love to see how this fits in here. So in other words, maybe open up the top and take a few batteries and slip them in here. I'm not real sure if they fit sideways, or if there's two to a row, or how they work. So I would definitely like to see this filled with batteries so that we can see how that actually works. You don't necessarily have to fill it with batteries. You can fill the bottom half with pieces of paper towel or something, just so that you can open up the top, get a photograph of the top so we can see the product sitting in the top. You wouldn't see the stuffing in the bottom holding that up for support, but we would definitely get an idea of how the product itself actually fits in the package. All right, really good solution, I think. I think you've done a fantastic job. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or other, please let me know. But I do want to mention one more thing, is that the package itself, and you did mention some time constraints, and I understand that, but the package itself is really stark in terms of graphics. I think that you really definitely could have added a lot more interesting graphics in terms of making the package itself a little bit more interesting than just having the black, the indicative Duracell copper kind of stripe with the name Duracell. I think that there's a lot more you could have done to make the package itself more interesting in terms of visual presentation. All right, great job. Any questions, comments, concerns, or anything else at all? Please feel free to let me know. Thanks.